checking out a new antique mall today, and just got here. Let's see what we can find. Hoping for the best. I'm also trying some new equipment. I'm actually recording on my iPhone. So if you like this style, if this format, if this looks good for you, please drop it in the comments. Let me know. Usually I got the GoPro on, but I'm gonna try to use the iPhone to do my recording from this point on. So let me know in the comments. What's going on? If you are new to the channel, my name is Eric. I am a full-time reseller. I own a brick and mortar vintage shop in Milwaukee, Wisconsin called BC Modern. We were voted the best vintage shop in Milwaukee by Domino magazine, Apartment Therapy magazine. What I do is I go out and I'm looking for vintage stuff that I can stick in my store. I specialize in mid-century modern, retro, kitschy type stuff. That's the stuff that I'm always looking for. So if you're jumping into my videos or if you see me out looking for things, that's usually what I'm out here looking for. All right. So the 50s to 70s, that's my main focus. I sell on eBay, I sell through my own website, I sell on Instagram, and I sell through my brick and mortar store. I think that is all the stuff that you need to know about me. And oh yeah, BC Modern, that's the name of my store in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 414. That's our area code, okay? I'll drop all that stuff in the bio, in the description down below. But anyways, let's get to the video, right? Place I'm at today is called the Columbus Antique Mall. It's like 70,000 square feet. So this place is really, really big. It's my first time here, so I don't even know what to really expect. Just like my name says, Eric the Vintage Hunter, I go everywhere looking for vintage stuff that I can bring back to BC Modern in Milwaukee and stick it in my shop. I'm only looking for the rare and unusual stuff. Now, as I was scanning this one booth, I noticed a set of lucite grapes. I love this kind of stuff because this stuff sells like hotcakes in my store. Again, I'm focused on the 50s through the 70s. The problem with this set of lucite grapes is I can't really make no money on it at that price. I love these glasses. These are Dorothy Thorpe glasses. They actually go with like a holder. It's got a decanter, and then it's got like this little like circle kind of like winding stand that the glasses kind of wind down the side of it. So I think they wanted like $6 a piece for it. It's not something that, again, I need right now, but if you were trying to complete that set, you know, if you only had the decanter in, now you can get the little winding piece. I mean, not the winding piece, but you already have the holder and you have the decanter, but you need the glasses. You know, you could complete the set by finding something like this in an antique mall. Like, I do like to do that kind of stuff. If I have like a set of Pyrex that needs 1 or 2 pieces, you know, hitting antique malls, and if you spend, you know, $10, $15, $20 to help complete the set, that makes it now $150 to $200 worth as a complete set, then it's worth it. You know, so antique malls are good for that because the dealers they have done most of the searching and picking to find the stuff that you need. You know, you just got to make sure that you're getting it at a right and, you know, good enough price that when you stick it with the other stuff that you have, that you can actually make a profit. Okay, so I see something. I see this clock on the wall. I think I can make money on it. You know why? Because I've sold this exact clock. Like, that's the beauty, again, of being a reseller. And this is how you learn things. You learn by what you buy, what you pay for it, what you sell it for. If you have a booth in an antique mall and you know what you're doing, you can make money off the other vendors. Look at this. This is the same exact clock that I just picked up. They want $75 for it here. I got it for $25 in the same mall. You could buy it from this booth and stick it in yours. And honestly, I probably screwed up by not grabbing this polka dot bowl. I'm not sure which one My wife needs to complete her set at home, but I think I might have messed up, and when she sees this, I'm probably gonna be in trouble. Well, honestly, this is probably one of the bigger antique malls I've ever been to, and it's so organized and clean, and it's a lot of stuff in here, a lot of stuff everywhere you turn. Like when I think I've seen every room, I turn a corner and there's like another room. I wonder what this building originally was. I have to figure that out. I'm always looking for weird and unusual. Don't get me wrong, right? But I don't know if I can do the baby hippo and the mama hippo or the daddy hippo. I don't know which one exactly it is, but I don't know if I could do it. Would you have bought it? They wanted $254. Would you have bought this for $250? Because I don't think there was really much room for me to make on it, but you know, unusual sales. When you're in these antique malls, you're gonna see this too. You're gonna see, you know, things that may not necessarily be very popular right now, and I feel that sometimes malls can do a disservice to say the consigners. If the mall cared more about you actually being successful as a reseller versus collecting a rent, they would probably advise you what not to bring in. And an entire booth of carnival glass, although people love it, I don't know if it's worth the amount that you're going to pay for the space. So far, I think if I was looking heavily for smalls and things of just smaller items, like I'm looking for very specific items on this trip. Furniture is one. The other thing is anything larger like lamps, clocks, swung vases. So my list of things that I'm looking for is pretty small, but this place has a ton of variety that if I didn't have such an abundance of other stuff, I would come back here and pick the mess out of here. You can spend a couple of days here for sure. So because I am looking very specifically for certain things, I'm like, I can't keep doing each section. So we skipped to the third floor for furniture, and then I'll come back down and look at the other stuff. The stairs kill me. All right, so now I'm here for actually what I came for, which was furniture. I love smalls, don't get me wrong, and I've said this in this same video. I love smalls. Smalls are my bread and butter, but I came out here looking for furniture, so I'm glad to be able to finally look for some furniture. And I could tell right now, you know, this is the thing about like mid-century modern is most places you go, this isn't gonna be the style that you're gonna find. Most of it's gonna be country. I shouldn't be like that, like country to myself. You know, or you're gonna get Victorian, you're gonna get Eastlake, you're gonna get more of an antique style when especially when you're stepping into antique malls. So I do like to check antique malls for mid-century because it's not the popular style for most antique malls. So I can usually find at least something that works for, you know, my shop or for my aesthetic. I did find a lane cedar chest. The lane cedar chest was cool, but it didn't have no price tag on it. And usually when things don't have a price tag, it can get a little shaky in places like whether it's malls, thrift stores. You know, I shouldn't say like antiques. You know, certain vintage stores probably don't price their stuff, but you know, malls and thrift stores are notorious for like if it don't got a price, we can't sell it type of thing. So although I love the Lane record cabinet, I'm not very hopeful that I'm going to be able to get it. I did keep searching through, looking for stuff. I end up finding, what do we find here? We found a Lane cedar chest. The standing globe was pretty cool. What else did I get out of there? I think that might be the only two pieces of furniture that I found. Very nice cabinet. Just wasn't gonna go with me for 600 bucks. So all in all, I think I did okay in that mall. I would definitely come back to pick it again. I didn't spend a ton of time attacking the small stuff, which obviously can give you really good return on investment if you are knowing what you're looking at. But because I was here looking for furniture, I focused on that. Unfortunately, one of the pieces that I was interested in, they didn't have, or they didn't know whose it was. They couldn't find a tag, so I couldn't get that piece. So I left with the standing globe, and I left with the one lane cedar chest, the one that didn't have the lock in it. So hour drive, picked up 2 items. I'll make my minimum hourly rate off of them, which is, 150 bucks an hour if you're trying to hire me to do something. So to me, it was definitely worth the time. So now I'm gonna try to find something else while I'm out here to make it really, really worth the time. I forgot I got the Starburst clock too. What's crazy about that is before I grabbed it, I've already had that clock before. It's a newer reproduction, and I usually get between 75 and 100 bucks for that clock. Just because it's that hard to find. Starburst clock. It's got the look, it's battery operated. I found the exact same clock in the mall, maybe 2 aisles over, exact same clock. They wanted 70 bucks for it. So to anybody that's watching this video, get on, know your stuff too. Like if you're consigning or you have a booth in a mall, you can literally shop the mall sometimes and buy things in the mall, stick them in your booth and mark them up. It's just a matter of knowing your market better than the person that's trying to sell your item knows the market. So I could have bought that one and resold it if I had a booth in the same mall, but knowing that I got mine for 25, I could sell mine for 75 to 100 bucks all day, every day. Bingo.